K-pop and I watch drama, but actually I'm not like following the current issue about why the what is it? The war between kinates and siblings. But this is my assumption about why is the percentage of racism in South Korea is so high. But one more, this is like assumption, so we should clarify it later. So I think because what they did indicate called collective narcissism. So in psychology, we have like psychological traits that people believe their group is better than other group. So they think that they what is it? People have to treat them better than any other group, and they believe that they are exceptional and better than other groups. Okay, something like that. So I think because of that, also recently, I'm not sure recently, but maybe a decades ago, they gain popularity, right? K-wave in many other country, like give them uh what is it? Compliment and then following their culture. So it what is it? They feel they gain pride through the validation from other countries. So when people try to defend them, like, oh, you're not, oh, you were people like this, blah, 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 they feel threatened. So that's why they try to like do defense through social media and then find something that they could criticize from other country. For example, like in Indonesia, one of the video that I have watched, they criticize about the way we eat and then our skin and so on. So I think, yeah, that's my assumption that what they did is indicate they have a problem with we call it as a collective narcissism. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Andi Nur Hikmah. And next we have Mr. Maratua. Would you answer this question for me? Hello, Mr. Maratua. Okay, maybe we can. Okay. Okay, can you answer this question, Mister?
Okay. Uh, Thank you, Ms. Tarisha. Maybe the first introduction. My name is Malatu Arabic. I'm from North Sumatra. So this is a good question, and I'm interested about this. So why is the percentage of crisis in South Korea so high? So I guess uh, I think the Korean people is uh, have something like see other country. They see other country uh, like uh, culture shock, something like culture shock, and then uh, they are against people who are not white, kindly, and I think have and then have narrow I narrow yes. So the conclusion I made here for the Korean people is not familiar with the other country uh, and then uh, the different culture with the Korean people. So this is my perspective, uh, Miss Darcia. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Maratua. And what about Miss Dilah Ani?
Hello.
Hello. Can you answer this
Yes.
question?
Okay. Well, I don't know, but it's quite. I mean, like it's been a long time. South Korea been like so racist with someone from Southeast Asians, especially Indonesia, because we already have a case before. that Korean workers that work in Indonesia, they have like websites, and then they always like mocking Indonesian peoples, especially in their like appearance. But I don't know exactly what's the root why South Korean people so racist. Probably I kind of agree with Miss Andy's point. She bring up about what is it like, they're like the source of the entertainment, and then South Korean being seen by international people, that for I mean like they're kind of so popular with their beauty, and then their beauty standards quite like unbelievable, I guess. I've ever seen like what is it, like the even our I mean like what is it, our face should be like symmetrical, something like that, if like you want to be an idol or something, that should be perfect. Like about the skin, yeah, I do agree with that. And I've ever seen a social experiments actually on YouTube, but it was like several years ago, and it's about someone from Indonesia or like Southeast Asian people. They ask something, I mean like the direction I want to go, for example, can you tell me where I could go to the supermarket, for example, to Korean, and they like ignore it. But when someone, when the people, it's like changed, like for example, Caucasians race, like white people ask like the Korean, they answered it. So yeah, it's kind of proof that they're kind of racist though. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. That's my point.
Okay, thank you, Miss Dila adding. That's totally about look, right? And what about Miss Aulia, the last person here? Can you answer this question?
Hello, Miss.
Hello.
Thank you for the opportunity. The question is, why is the percentage of racism in South Korea so high? Actually, I agree to with some opinion from our friends before. South Korea is one of uh, South Korea is one of center entertainment in world. They they bring many hype in music, for example, from solo, from boy group, idol group, variety show, and then concert, and even their concert they make movie too. So I think maybe there are many Korean people love their love their looks, but I think they too offer. So when some of them meet some people different with them, they will do something like racism. Racism. Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Yes. That's my answer.
Okay, thank you, Miss Aulia. And thank you for you all for the answer about this question, guys. So I have read a lot about this topic before, and I find many factors that can make the high percentage high racism percentage in Korea, in South Korea. But now I will tell you the top two that I think it's the most bad thing that makes a high racism percentage in South Korea. So the first one is the homogen country concept. So because from an early age, Korean society has been emphasized that they are of one blood or a genetically pure nation, making them feel that they are a superior nation. That's totally right. And the second one is social hierarchy. Racism at South Korea is really selective. They have too few towards foreigners. The first one is for Western people. They cast admiring glances at Westerners because Western people is white, right? White, maybe they have a look that can fulfill the beauty standard of South Korea. The second one is for Southeast or South Asia. In contrast to the West, they actually view Southeast Asian and South Asian citizens as 3D. It's dirty, difficult, and dangerous because they think that people from Southeast Asia or South Asia is totally can fulfill the beauty standard of we can know as KBS or Korean beauty standard. So many other factors that can make racism percentage at South Korea is very high, and because of that racism, the percentage of suicide in South Korea also increased. Beside on hanchingo.com, South Korea, a country known for its technological innovation, global pop culture, and booming economy, faces a serious social problem. Its high suicide rate, with a suicide rate of 24.6 per 100 inhabitants, South Korea stands out among other countries. In recent years, South Korea has struggled to address this glaring social challenge. Data from the World Health Organization shows that although suicide rates have begun to decline, South Korea still has a higher rate than other developed countries. This phenomenon is not only alarming but also reflects various underlying problems within society. So, because of the racism at Korea, it can make a high suicide rate at Korea. So, next, what is the most prominent impact of the war between kinets and siblings? So, who wants to answer this question first? Can you raise your hand, guys? Okay, maybe no, maybe I will point at you guys. What about Miss Aulia?
Hello, Miss. Uh,
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Actually, I don't know the meaning of prominent impact.
prominent impact is dampak yang paling menonjol, dampak yang paling bisa dirasakan.
Oh, menonjol. Uh, okay. Okay, I think I will try to answer. I think the most prominent impact of the war between kinets and siblings is a country in Southern Asia, Asia Tenggara is become solid, and it makes us realize if our it it makes us realize if other country is support I don't know the English if I mean the other country support us if we uh, cannot cannot uh, racism in other country. Do you get my point? I don't know how to make. I don't know how to say in English. I mean, if our country is not racist, and then the other country show their support to us in internet, so we can know each other if we not alone to support racism. And I hear if even country from East Asia, Asia Timur like Japan or China, their citizens also support if we cannot do racism in this world. even in in internet or in real life. Yeah, I think that's my answer.
Okay, thank you, Miss
Yeah.
Aulia. That's all?
Okay, you're welcome. Yes, that's all.
Okay, thank you. What about Mr. Agakusuma? You want to answer this question?
I read the question first. Sorry. Oh yes. Obviously there are several consequences of the recent um, fights again between the South Korean netizens and siblings. What I currently notice is the alignment, like the strengthened um, like brotherhoods actually between among netizens in Southeast Asia. When you see recently some of the posts uh, and some of the um, how to say also attacks done by Southeast Asia netizens towards South Korea. And for me, the situation pretty much also strengthens the cultural identities of this region, where they're like being proud of their own identities and somehow bullying the South Korea's industries, entertainment industries, and so on and so forth. So that's the first one that I noticed. Um, Additionally, what I noticed also the consequences of this is the impacts it has to the South Korean industries. I don't know the numbers, but I'm just concerned that this impact could make the South Korean industries decrease uh, their profits. I mean, their profit could be lowered because more Southeast Asian people are fucked of uh, or sick of South Korea's entertainment, right? Instead of watching K drama, they in fact enjoy or watch or read their own histories, their own culture, their own traditions, their own entertainment. Because from what I know, and I also realized that Southeast Asian industries, like entertainment industries, are also growing, such as the one in Thailand, in Indonesia. Also, the music have been really loved by other Southeast Asian nations, such as Malaysia, for example, and so on. So I think those are the two prominent consequences of recent situations between like the cultural clash between the South Korea's netizens and also and Southeast Asia's uh, people netizens. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Angga Kusuma. So, next, can you answer this question for Miss Dilah Aning?
Okay. Prominent impact of the war. Well, I don't really know about that, but actually, I've seen some of the things here in the chat that Miss Dania said, like, can racist sentiments on social media trigger boycotts of Korean cultural products? So, I'm quite curious about this too because Miss Diana like bring this up, and I myself, I'm not a Korean I could say like I do watch what is it Korean drama sometimes, but it's rarely. Um, so I really want to know the perspectives of someone who really like a Korean drama or a K-pop lovers because I think sometimes I was still remember when I was still in my senior high school. My friends who like K-pops, they kind of have like award themselves in a social media, like EXO and BTS, something like that. So I don't know if probably the boycott will happen, but if this one is quite, I mean, it's not just like one to one country. I think it's with like siblings. I guess the impact will be much. I mean, like with will be a lot. I don't know. And I do agree with Miss who's that? Mr. Angga saying that probably like the what is it? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I don't know. Well, yeah, I think probably someone else it could answer this better. I don't know. Well, yeah, the most prominent. But I've ever seen, but I don't know, you can clarify this or not. Maybe their tourism, their tourism attraction, something like that, would impact it on that too. I guess like someone from siblings probably they're gonna like cancel their what is it, holidays to Korea, or I don't know. So that might be, yeah, one of the impacts, like economical impacts, but I don't know. Oh, sorry guys, I really don't know about that. Thank
Okay, thank you. So maybe we can hear the answer of the question from Miss Sophia Anand.
Yes. It's a very tricky question, I think, because I haven't really seen the impact other than maybe Southeast Asian people don't really wanna buy South Korean product and vice versa. I think that's the only thing that I can think of. And all the economic collaboration probably or most unlikely happen in the near future. But I think I heard like some previous speakers saying that this issue proves that how supportive we are among each other. I disagree on that because I feel like there's not such a thing to proud of if you get along with some other group by bullying or by doing racism. And it's also I found it funny when we somehow have the obligation to join this conflict just because we belong to this country or because we're part of Southeast Asian. If you ever heard about Bonnie Blue, that's going viral, uh, she's British, and I asked all my British friends here, and none of them like feel like ashamed or proud. So just because they're coming from the same country, same root, they don't have a responsibility to feel ashamed or to feel proud if other people from their country doing something. And I think that's like a big issue in Indonesia. If there's one Indonesian do something international and we feel so ashamed, we even feel like obligated to apologize. Like, oh, on behalf of Indonesia, I'm so sorry we're doing that. Why? Why you have to apologize? You don't do anything wrong. That's the other Indonesian. And same with this. I think as long as they're not like um, impact our politics or mocking our flags and all the other national um, stuff, I think that would be fine. I think if I scrolling the comment very quickly, they're just commenting about our skin and our economic, which is all of them actually true and none of them to be ashamed of because this is not something that we choose, right? We're not choosing to be brown. We're not choosing to be poor. That's just a bad government that we had, unfortunately. And that's none of our fault. So there's nothing to be offended by that. And there's nothing to be ashamed to be brown anyway. So I think if I read the South Korean comment, just like to some people that really having so much time in their life to typing all of these comments, and we don't have to be the same person as they are. We don't have to put the same amount of time to to do the same thing that they do. So I think the best thing that we can do is just ignore it. I think that's pretty much, and don't be proud actually. I think that's from me, Miss.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Sophie Adan. Miss Dania is raised her hand. Maybe we can hear the answer of this question from Miss Dania.
I suddenly forgot what I want to say because Miss Sophie already gave a good, really great answer. But I just want to give my perspective as a fans of Korean drama. I always watch Korean drama. This issue uh, wasn't impact me to how to say like boycott the Korean drama. I still watch the Korean drama because I love the way they their story and also filmmaker and etc. So I agree with Miss Sophie. I don't think like one conflict uh, make us like how to say like make the final decision of us to boycott this country. Maybe their movie, their another like K-pop music also. We also have Miss Aulia here as a K-popers. So I also want to hear from her. Is this issue also impact her or maybe others? How to say like K-popers? Uh, but for me, the prominent impact is maybe I agree with me. Previous speaker maybe it's about the traveler, like the visitors to their country, because they feel not secure to visit their country after seeing this racism. So they imagine that if they think that if they visit Korean, they will face the same thing. So maybe the most impactful is in that area. That's it.
Okay, I agree with you. Fun fact, I am a biggest fan of K-drama too. And it's really hard when someone asks to boycott, stop to watch a Korean drama because it's like just reflection, you know. It's for my yes, just reflection to watch a Korean drama. But yes, we're back. This is a problem between the Korean and Southeast Asian, which is Indonesian, include on Southeast Asian. So next, from maybe we can hear the answer from Mr. Maratua.
Well, thank you, Miss Talisa. But actually, I don't know about the prominent impact this topic. So I really, actually, I don't like kinets and see something something siblings. I never see and I uh, never watching about that. But my concern about interest for discussion about racism. So uh, actually, I don't have opinion about this question. Maybe the other friends can be explain the answer to question. Thank you, Carissa and Najwa.
Okay, thank you, Mister. That's okay. Maybe I will tell my opinion or my perception. So um about the prominent impact of the war between Canaanites and siblings, I have 3 point. The first one is the shift in the Hallyu. If you don't know what is the meaning of Hallyu. It's K-wave or like a boy band, K-drama, and other image, whereas the trend used to be to adore all things Korean, a movement is now emerging to embrace local or regional products. The rise of local industries, there is a strong push to support T-pop. T-pop it's from Thailand. V-pop is from Vietnam, or I-pop it's from Indonesia. If you don't know the girl group from Indonesia, I will tell you it's the name is Nona, guys. You can search it on Google and you can maybe support our girl group as uh, and the T-pop, V-pop, or I-pop. It's for alternative to K-pop, which is sometimes considered too exclusive. So the second one is high solidarity between country in Southeast Asia. It's totally I totally agree with Mr. Angga Kusuma. On a typical day, Southeast Asians often debate each other on social media, especially between Malaysia and Indonesia. They can debate every day about rendang from Malaysia or batik from Malaysia. And yeah, however, the conflict that initially only involved Knet and Malaysia fans has actually, I'm sorry, it's a little bit noise. However, the conflict that initially only involved Knet and Malaysia fans has actually given rise to strong solidarity between Southeast Asian countries. And last, South Korean tourist attractions rating have dropped on Google. If you can search on Google that like a Mapo Bridge, which initially had a rating of 4.5, has now reached a rating of 2.9. So far, it's called the power of netizen, right? I think that the most prominent impact caused by the comment war between Knets and siblings. So next, okay, this is for you all guys. As a smart users of social media, what is your comment about this war, and what will you do to reconcile this war? Maybe we can answer the answer from Miss Dania first. Miss Dania.
Yeah, I actually, it's not like how to say, like everyday users on social media, especially following this, like this war, this issue. So actually, I don't really care about. It's not really care, but I'm not following. Um, if something, like I'm not following the people who comments, and I'm also, I think I'm not really care about it because I'm not also giving my opinion about certain things that I think is not really, it's not giving a big impact on me, and it's just something that how to say, like a part of people do, and it's not certain things to be considered of. So I think as a smart users, we know how to say, like choose the things that we like to follow, we like to care, we like to um yeah, like that, I think.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Dania. I feel you that maybe this is not every people care about this case, right? Because not not every people like Korean or like to war on social media. Maybe we can next to oh, there is Mr. Sunshine. Can you answer this question? Mr. Sunshine, are you there? Maybe not. So we can next to Miss Sophie Anand.
Yeah.
What
Thank
about
you.
you?
Am I audible? Can you hear me, Miss? Okay. I don't have much thing to say either because I completely agree with Miss Tania. I Before this discussion, I have no idea what's going on about this issue, but after this discussion, I choose to continue not to care about it because I think there's a lot of urgent issue that we can care about or we can put our time on that. Like what happened to Gaza, what happened to our own country, actually, Epstein files and everything. I think we can see another puzzle that hey, there's a bigger issue in the world that we need to care about other than just about skin color and some economic differences. Yeah, I think if we even choose to care about it, it's gonna making it worse. Like yeah, like you said, you like Korean drama and people who really put so much hate on this gonna most likely judge you in the future like, hey, are we having a conflict against South Korea? Why are you watching their product? Why you listen to their music? I think if we continue to care about this, then the conflict is no longer about South Korea and Southeast Asian. It's about all the people that involved on this pool. So I think it's better just like close close the case and just just move on. I think that's it, Miss.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Sophie Anand. And what about Mr. Angga Kusuma? Would you like to tell your opinion?
Okay, let me see. I'm still ironing. Yeah. To be honest, I'm also not an active user of social media in terms of sharing information or contributing to debate. But if I were to engage with the discussion, the escalation between South Korea and Southeast Asia people, um, it's just like what I wrote on the chat box. You cannot fight racism with racism. In fact, you have to fight racism uh, with solidarity and also mutual respect. We have to acknowledge that every nation has their own unique identities, have their own how to say advantages and also benefits to what they have. So yeah, I think that's the thing that I would do if I engage with the discussion, because why it's important. You know what? Racism can actually hide the root of the problems. It can make us fight horizontally with people having the same background, the same economic backgrounds, and so on and so forth. So instead of fighting against with each other that have different hobbies. Yeah, some people just mentioned that they also like to watch Korea key drama and so on and so forth. So I think that's okay. Uh, that's also needed, right? So yeah, just focus, just direct your anger uh, and anything to more productive activities that we can do um, to make the world a better place by, you know, just like I mentioned before, increasing our solidarity and also mutual respect to people that have different skin color, gender, religions, and so on. So yeah, that's my comment. Back to you, Ms. Tariza Natural.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Angga Kusuma. And what about you, Miss Aulia?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Actually, almost every day I hear this news, but I I never give comment. So I think uh I think I will never spread the hate comment and negative opinion. Because when I spread the hate comment and give negative opinion, it can make condition worse. And then I will when I want to give opinion on social media, I will try to use polite and good words, so it can minimize uh, conflict and and can reduce misunderstanding between citizens. Yes, that's
Okay.
what I do on social media. Yes, I never spread the hate comments or give negative comment for this war. I just I just hear the news but didn't give any hate comment.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Aulia. And we have another member here. Maybe Miss Henny. Are you there?
Hello, Miss.
Hello. Can you answer this question, please?
Oh, okay. I'm not following this gossip, but I have read this news from social media. For me, as a smart user, I guess it's the peak of comedy, a kind of comedy. Yeah. It's a like a joke of our life. Yeah, I just consider it's normal because it's we are living in with social media. Yeah, sometimes there are some gossip, sometimes a funny thing. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. But I love like we are as sibling, we are solid. Yeah. When what I like from this what is that, this news, because they are solid as an Asia. Yeah, when Malaysia, as we know that Indonesia a long time ago, they're not we're not friendly anymore with them. Yeah, even there we sometimes have conflict. Yeah, but Indonesia consider Malaysia as a brother, yeah, or sister, because of if I'm not mistaken, this it happens because of one of Korean, yeah, one of a Korean man watch concert at that time, and he brought what is that, a large camera to record of the concert. So I mean at the concert, the camera block, yeah, a block the at that concert, yeah, so everyone cannot see the concert well. So because of that, and also the Korean man, what is that, he couldn't accept, yeah, because avoid the camera, to bring the camera. The Korean said it's okay, yeah, in that country because of that. And because of the incident, he, if I'm not mistaken, he wrote on a social media for the incident. And one of Asian, if I'm not mistaken, is Malaysian, what is that, clarified everything. And because of that, the Korean men or other kinats, yeah, Korean nats, bring or brought like a racist issue, yeah, with the icon like monkey icon, yeah, who tell them like racist, yeah, racist word, and because of that, continue, yeah, again with the kinds of racist, and Indonesian also join, yeah, uh, and also not only Indonesian but also from the other country as SEAbling, they support Malaysia, yeah, because of that. But I guess that it's okay as a smart person because we are living in a social media. Sometimes there are some gossip, not only about politics, entertainment. Yeah, as a wise person, yeah, we need to open this. Yeah, but me consider this as a kind of a pick comedy and joke. It's okay. Yeah, to release your stress. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Henny. So, guys, maybe we have a lot of time. So I want to ask more question about this topic because I want to know your opinion or your perception about this war right now. So my additional question first, to what extent does online racism reflect real life discrimination experienced by foreigners in South Korea? Okay. Want to answer this question first? Oh, what about Miss Dania?
Wait, I will extend the question. Maybe you can question.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so to what extent does online racism reflect real life discrimination experienced by foreigners in South Korea? So I actually have a story from my friends who have visited Korea long time ago. So she has like student exchange in Korea, South Korea. So she said that um, citizens, the real life citizens in Korea, they didn't like if there is some tourists stay in a long time in their country. They feel like we just like how to say like disturbing them, and they don't like to see us such as because of the differences of like the skin color and etc. And from my friend's story, she said that some of Korean citizens, uh, how to say like really do racism, especially because they also competitive. So in a college, they see face like individualism because Korean people really competitive in educations, and they feel like we one of the competitor for them. So that's what happens in real life from my friend's story when she went to Korea as a student exchange. But I don't know, maybe there's another story. But I believe not all of the Korean people do racism in real life. I believe some of them really also have like a kind person.
Okay, thank you, Miss Dania. From your friend's stories, we can see that the racism at Korea is really bad, right? And what about Miss Sophie Anand? Would you like to answer this question? To what extent does online racism reflect real-life discrimination experienced by foreigners in South Korea?
Sorry. Obviously, I can't really, I think I'm not the right person to answer these questions because I haven't been to South Korea yet. But I've met quite a lot South Korean in other country. And so far, so good. We've been friends until now. We keep in touch on Instagram, and they're always very nice to me. So I don't really experience it directly, personally. I've heard some story, like some South Korean, my friends who already visit South Korea, they said, especially when you have a darker skin, you got treated differently. But you know what nationality is not racist? You know, like every country have, I think, racist people anyway, right? For example, to me, like in my opinion, in my personal experience, actually Malaysian is the most racist to me. Like for all the travel that I've, for all the countries that I traveled to, I feel uh like least likely to be welcome actually in Malaysia. So yeah, it's another different stereotype. So I think we can hear from another participant, Miss. To me, South Korean is okay. They're all chill. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sofiana. From your answer or your perception, I can see that not every Korean people is racist, and uh, maybe we can feel racism from every country, not just in South Korea. Yeah, and what about Miss Aulia? To what extent does online racism reflect real life discrimination experienced by foreigners in South Korea? Ms. Aulia, would you like to answer this question?
Question number one. To
I'm sorry,
what
an
extent?
additional question.
Yes, in the chat
Oh,
box.
extra question. To what extent does online racism reflect real discrimination? There is, Miss. Yang ini ya,
Yes,
Miss. Yang
yes.
reflect real life discrimination. Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I will try to answer. Maybe I will give example as K-popers. I love to watch and follow some K-pop and some boy group and girl group in K-pop. Maybe I will just give example. For example, Giselle from aespa. Giselle is not from Korea, but from Japan. So for some music appearance and then performance, sometimes this idol Giselle had uh, uh, she she get different how do you say different perlakuan ya? She
Treatment.
get
Treatment.
mistreatment. For example, his costume or maybe his accessories. And second one, I will try to give example from Blackpink. One member is from Thailand, Lisa. So for some cases and situation, there are some Korean people give hate comment and hate speech for Lisa because Lisa not from Korean. So I think some online racism really can reflect a real life, and in this session I show the example girl from girl group. Yeah, I hope you can understand what I mean. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Aulia. What about Mr. Sunshine? Can you answer this question, please?
Yeah. I think um, South Korean people should feel the fear and the anxiety, the threats, because the moment they become racist to others, to other nations, to other countries, they will be equally treated that way when they are potentially to be treated that way when they are living, studying, or traveling in different regions. Because something that is actually streamlined and becoming mainstream through the internet, it will be exposed to many parts, many numbers of people in the different parts of the world. So everybody will easily recognize that they are racist. And the moment someone racist, they should be ready to be being racialized. Okay, so I think it would be harder for them to live in different countries because they need to expect that they will be how to say it's like to be looked down or to be mocked by others to have a different treatment that is not in the favor. I think that should be expected because of the actions of some will be um, how does this like will be bringing significant effect on others as well, representing the regions, the countries, the areas, and so on. Yep. So, meanwhile, on the other hand, when we talk about foreigners in South Korea, even if I only reach Incheon airport, I didn't cross to, uh, uh, I didn't cross more extensively, I mean, beyond that. But I suppose foreigners, especially the West, where they become the Mecca or the directions. I mean, like, um, how to say it's like countries they look up to. Okay, so they always berkiblat to US uh, or any countries in the West, right? So I suppose they will be still having the authority, the privilege, the treatments that can be expected from South Korean people. Meanwhile, for those living in Southeast Asian areas, so or simply like people from these areas, from Asian, for example, it's going to be a little bit harmful. But I think without even expecting, that's actually have been happening until recent, right? For example, like I don't know, we have a different treatment compared to when we come or visit Japan, right? For example, in the case of Jeju Island, I think there are a number of Indonesian people are deported when they about to enter the island just because there are several things that I don't know they tend to do not ask more comprehensively. They tend to how to say chop our rights as a visitors, and it is not happening the same with other foreigners, other visitors from West countries. So this is something that probably uphold. Oh no! It's like strengthened our idea that we need to discriminate South Korea. We need to overlook Korea. We need to bypass South Korea as one of the most tourism destination. With this in mind, I think South Korea will be no longer the nation that get the favor of Asians overall or globally overall. So this will damage the tourism industries there and entertainment industries there. I've been looking forward to see the impact of this war to the most recent first quarter. of of economic developments, of economic growth in the South Korea just because of this internet war. I think that's from me, Miss Teresa. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Sunshine. And what about you, Miss Henny? Would you like to answer this question?
Okay, thank you for giving me time to express. Mm, for me, I have no experience communicating with Korean, but I have a Korean friend from my WhatsApp group. Yeah, it's a global English, and she is Korean. She is nice to me, and I guess that this person is never do kinds of crisis or kinds of bullying, but from the online media that I have read in South Korea, yeah, some foreigners, yeah, especially from migrant workers like Southeast Asian, as we know that Southeast Asian from Indonesia, including Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, what are Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Brunei, and Timor Leste, Southeast Asian. And sometimes we get a discrimination. And long time ago, I had watched from what is that from the internet, yeah, where the man from Korean, yeah, did bullying to Indonesian, yeah. For if I'm not mistaken, is from what is that the platform? I forget the platform. Where Indonesia got bullying from the Asian. He said that we are Asian. I don't like you directly, yeah, directly, and it was live, yeah. So we can see the what is that the characters of the Korean, yeah, like that, yeah. I guess it's not just an issue, but the issue or gossip, it's totally true, yeah, because they don't like Southeast Asian, yeah. But when there is gossip like sibling, there is what is that fight for sibling and between Korean and Indonesia. As I know that why Korean is not getting along well. They are not getting along well with their country like North Korean, China, Japan, and Mongolia. Yeah, because they are included in East Asian, but Korean is not good relationship with them. Yeah, maybe because of that issue. Yeah, there are some discrimination. Yeah, even with their neighborhood. Yeah, like North Korea. Yeah, even they Korean is not really getting along well with North Korea. Maybe because of that. Yeah, I guess that the issue is sometimes true, but uh, based on my experience when I interact to Korean, they are good. Yeah, they are nice, and mostly they are smart. Yeah, especially in technology, and they are a quick learner. Yeah, about the language and also technology. I'm really what is that surprised with their technology because I am a fan of Korean drama too. Yeah, they are I guess that they are why they are developing fast because they are smart. Yes, smart in technology. Yeah, that's it from me. Thank you, Miss.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Henny. And what about you, Miss Zamnia? Can you answer this question, please?
Yep. Mm, all the extra questions I need to answer.
Just the first one, though.
Okay. Um, I never experienced the real life discriminations in foreigner by South Koreans, but in short, um, sometimes have you heard about mirror reflections, like our word also reflections of our character? I think uh, when I see from the content that share in social media, although a disclaimer, this is not the generalizations. So based on this conflict, we can point out that discriminations, racism is exists in Korea. So maybe that's what I thought.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Zamnia. And we can move to the second question. It's about why do online racial conflicts often evolve into broader stereotypes related to wealth, physical appearance, or religion? Maybe I want to hear the answer from Miss Sophie Anand.
Yes, miss. Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes, of course. Why do online racial conflicts often evolve into broader stereotypes related to wealth, physical appearance, or religion? Do you
Right.
get it?
I think that, yeah, maybe help get it, but I think that's a very good question to discuss. Um, I think, wait, what do online racial conflicts into border? I mean, in my understanding, I believe that stereotype is earned. It's not like we just suddenly woke up on a random day collectively and we decide to be racist to one specific group. I think there must be like a little history behind it before some collective group define them. And yeah, but I also believe like a stereotype with the same group is different than defined differently in different area. For example, I grew up in Indonesia, and I feel like Muslim are majority here, so they're always treated with privilege, and actually some of them very racist with uh, the Christian and other religion. That's why we call them non-Muslim. Like but they're not allowed to call uh non-Islam. I think that's already like one racist thing. But when I was in Europe, people so scared about Muslim because the terrorist stereotype, yeah, all the Sharia law. So when my all of my Muslim friends in Europe, they try to hide their identity because they kind of hard to get accepted in the society, and especially for women. For men, it easier because they don't really need to dress specific dress code, but for women, it's harder, and I completely understand that. But I think it's evolved because of. I mean, I don't want to be uh get treated racist if but I'm sure if someone treat me that kind of way, that must be like my other ancestor or peop people who have a similar root with me that do things wrongly. For example, when I was in Malaysia, uh, I got kicked out by the group just because my phone number is Indonesian, and I asked them like why, and then they said we don't like Indonesian here. So it was very surprising to me because we're a neighborhood country and we have a lot of similarity, but it's not only one person, by the way. It's like the whole group. They don't accept Indonesian to be there. And I never got that kind of treatment in my entire life. Like just because I'm from Indonesia and I'm not allowed to hang out with this group. And it's not even said to me. I'm not even offended. I'm just like so shocked by this kind of treatment. Like how could people react to this way just because my phone number or where I coming from. So I think uh, I believe that there must be history that maybe could justify the stereotype, but whatever the stereotype it is, it's never right to contribute to any racism behavior. I think that's pretty much from me, Miss.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Sofiana. And what about your opinion, Miss Henny?
Okay. Um, okay, let me read the question first. Why do online racial conflict often involve in brother social? For me, that online racial conflicts, yeah, will be expanded into some stereotypes, yeah. Maybe it's because of the identity, like multi-dimensional. Yeah, let's say that multi-dimensional. There are three categories, yeah, related to wealth, yeah. Based on your question, wealth, physical appearance, and also religion. Wealth, they assume that people will be divided into two groups, yeah, rich and poor, yeah. For rich foreigners, maybe they will be appreciated, yeah, they will welcome, but for poor immigrant workers, they will not be accepted, yeah. It's because of discrimination about the economic level, yeah, if we could talk about the wealth. But about the physical appearance, yeah, I guess it's because of there are some standard like beauty standards, yeah, from our appearance, from our face, yeah. And as you know, that Korean are really famous with their plastic surgery, with their good skincare, yeah. And it will be famous, and mostly even our actor and actress like do um surgery, yeah, plastic surgery there, yeah, because they are good, yeah, at doing at plastic surgery, yeah. It's about the beauty standard, yeah. And religion, yeah, as we know that if even not only in Korean, but for the other country like in Indonesia, I guess, um like in Palestine, in other countries, yeah, where related to their religion, there is someone like Islamophobia, yeah, and also anti-Christian, yeah, they also sentiment with their religion, yeah, who doesn't like, yeah. Sometimes it's happened because of what is that? I forgot the vocab, yeah. Okay, and yeah, religion. It's religion. I guess that the keyword is about the because of multi-dimensional. Yeah, people like what is that? Categorizing with their standard. Yeah, as long as it's not fulfill their standard. Yeah, we could say that it's a kind of discrimination. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's my opinion, Miss. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Henny. And what about you, Mr. Sunshine?
Well, which question? The second one?
Yes, the second one.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I think because online racial conflicts will just end quickly otherwise. They need to spread the different aspects of life, okay, to emphasize, to deepen or to amplify the magnitudes of the races, because races can also be interpreted as hate speech, right? And hate speech can be taken from many slices of life. Yeah, for example, like in terms of, well, in terms of physics, in terms of religions, in terms of the economic, the society backgrounds, the government actions, everything can be assessed as two um, as evidence that we can use to discriminate others. So I think this one is very much reasonable to my point of view, um, because otherwise the racists need to be very witty, and to be very witty or smart, they need to do some research, or otherwise the war will end just quickly. Okay, so they will try to take something striking that will definitely be negative from their perspective. Okay, and they can use that as a weapon to keep hitting, to keep damaging the reputations of the opponent, while leveraging what they say, or what the so-called privilege they have to live themselves, or just to make others look lower than them. And yeah, it is therefore, um I can say that the racial conflicts is society. It's beyond society, economics, or any aspects of life, because um, I don't know. I think it's a disease when somebody, it's just like arrogance, like somebody feel like they're having more supremacy over others. I think that's my command. Back to you, Miss Narisa.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Sunshine. And what about you, Miss Dania? You have any perception about this question? Miss Dania?
Oh, yes. I think I had some problem connection. What did you question, miss?
Uh, it's the second one question. It's why do online racial conflicts often evolve into broader stereotypes related to wealth, physical appearance, or religion?
Oh, okay. So it's the second question. I actually quite agree with Mr. Sunshine. I've been thinking about this. I mean, like, while other participant answering, I'm also thinking why it's happening, and uh, one and only things that come up from my mind, maybe they just want to be superior, so that's why they, how to say, like, um broader into another to I mean, like, because they want to feel superior, so they mention about the things that use lessly people have, and following the higher standard, or maybe they make their own standard. So for instance, like, they want to feel superior in this community, so what they have, maybe they're one of their majority in religions, or maybe they are the majority of the physical appearance, and that's become the reason they do resist to others, because they just want to show up. I don't have any idea about another answer rather than this. Maybe it's also same like Miss Sophie. It should have be like historical things reasoning this issue, but the only thing that I can see is maybe they just want to be superior. They just want to be show up. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Dania. Maybe we can next third question. Which groups are most vulnerable to racial discrimination, and how does discrimination manifest in everyday life? Maybe Miss Aulia, you can answer this question. Hello, Miss Aulia?
Hello, Miss. Which group? I'm so sorry, but I didn't know this. I didn't know the meaning of this question. Can you give me more? Can you give me some explanation?
mm, how to explain this question? Maybe you will more now about this question if you hear the answer of someone opinion. Maybe we can hear answer from another person first.
Yes. I
Okay.
think another person.
Okay. Maybe Miss Zamnia, would you like to answer this question?
Yeah, maybe first I want to share my opinion for the second questions. I have different point of view. Most likely, the key characteristic of racial conflicts is start from world, physical appearance, and religion. For example, most likely, the group that most vulnerable to racial discriminations is people with less power in world, for example. So some of maybe we if we can because this is the context of the global experience. Uh, for example, for the South Korea or what happened to Sophie before, like she get kicked out from the group because she is from Indonesia, and maybe some of people thought that people in Indonesia have less wealth compared to their wealth in their country based on the GDP as well. And for the second one is people of color, most likely Asian if we are going to the Western country, some happen. And the last one for the religion, maybe we can say what happened in Palestine, also kind of the manifestations of discriminations. So another racial thing they are have supremacy to oppress another racial. They think they are less than them. Maybe that's from my point of view.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Zamnia. And what about you, Mr. Angga Kusuma? Are you done with your ironing?
Could you repeat the question, please? Sorry.
Okay. Which groups are most vulnerable to racial discrimination, and how does this discrimination manifest in everyday life?
Hmm. Yeah, I think thank you for the question. Sophie has mentioned the answer shortly. Obviously, the minorities that experience most of the consequences of racism. As I mentioned earlier, historically speaking, minority groups have always been the scapegoats for the crisis happening in their society. In the past, no, no, we just don't talk about the past. We can talk about our present time, where many migrants, including the ones in East Asia, like in Southeast Korea or even in Japan, many many immigrants, including the ones from Southeast Asia, face discriminations in the forms of bullying, for example, or they cannot access like public facilities as normal as other people or the citizens in the countries. So theoretically speaking, this is the source of the racism, basically, when we are talking about racism in theory. So yeah, it's actually like diverting away like our focus from the root of the cases, like for example the bad policies, the ruling class that uh, actually make our life worse. So yeah, I think that's I think I've answered most of the questions given from you before. It's the minorities, and it can be manifested in many ways, including uh, not being able to access public facilities or being bullied in the public areas, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's what I can say now. Thank you. Back to you, Tarisa.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Angga Kusuma. And what about you, Miss Sophie Anand? Would you like maybe answer this question?
Yes, Miss. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna add a little point because Mr. Angga already mentioned pretty much the whole perspective that I agree with. I think other than minorities group, also like people who have less privilege, because when we see statistically, why white people or Caucasian, even though they're minority in that area, they're always unlikely to be treated racist or discriminated, and they somehow always get treated, you know, uh, special actually. I always like I feel so sad when like um we take a picture to them like just because they're white when they're coming to Southeast Asia, and when we go to their country, like yeah, we're just another no one, you know. But I think it's just like a part of colonialism as well, that we maybe have kind of like a Stockholm syndrome. We like our colonizers in Indonesia. We never really hate Dutch, right? Instead, we are glorify them because they're good looking, they're tall, they're richer. Even though we have like kind of bad history with them. So I think like people who have less privilege also most likely get discriminated. That's all, Miss.
May
Okay,
may
thank
may
you.
I add on that point?
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, I wanna build upon Sophie's point. Can I?
Sure.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, thank you. Um, so basically, the beauty standards are not shaped by. I mean, it doesn't come by itself. It's shaped by the system. It's shaped by the like dominant cultures or dominant prominent traditions that have been brought up for not only for decades but also centuries. Like just like what Sophie mentioned earlier, it's shaped by the colonialism. It's shaped by the white supremacies, right? That's why more people in our time uh, love to see white people or white kind of fashions than people who have brown or even darker colors, right? Because the beauty standard is actually not the same everywhere. For example, in some parts of African nations, I've read yeah, like an interesting information that says that in that part of the world, um, the beauty is defined by how fat you are and how big you are. So it's not divine or shape or yeah, defined by how white you are, but when you are a fighter, that means that you are more prosperous than others. So in most of people eyes, you're more how to say good looking. So yeah, so that's just how one of the examples of how the beauty standard is divine, is shaped. And unfortunately, our dominant culture, our dominant beauty standards are shaped by like white supremacists. So yeah, which is unfortunate. Back to you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Angga Kusuma. Okay, guys, maybe for the 10-minute left, we can move to the last question. What kinds of intervention are most effective in reducing racism and hate speech on social media? Maybe platform moderation, digital literacy education, or public policy? Would you like to answer this question, maybe, Miss Dania?
I believe the most effective is in educations. I also as a teacher in a school, so since in nursery and kindergarten, start elementary, we already how to say like teach the student about not to do bullying. So I believe, as I remember, I I don't know, it's in our school before when we are in elementary school already teach about not to do bullying. Are we already teach about what kind of actions that it's actually racist? Uh, and I believe it will be difficult to change the habit that we already built since in early age. So maybe it's easier for us to teach not to do racism or bullying in for the kids in elementary rather than we teach like the adult generation who already did the racism and we teach them how this is not a good things to do. It's more likely difficult. So I believe the best way is to start it earlier in educations and also in our environments, maybe in our family, in our community, start in an early age rather than it late to do. That's for me.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Dania. And what about your opinion, Miss Henny?
Um, okay, let me read the question first, Miss. Yeah. Okay, what kinds of interventions are most effective in reducing racism and hate speech on social media? Um, to be honest, yeah, this is from the experience, yeah. From my experience, I guess that there is no single solution, but we can start it from ourselves, yeah. By using social media as a platform, yeah, moderation from social media, because we are living in social media now, so we can use AI, especially AI. AI can detect, yeah, can detect some of hate speech, yeah. And also when you communicate on social media, uh, we need a guideline, yeah, like what is that, giving hate speech or leave our comment with good or wise words, yeah. But sometimes when we get angry, especially with the political issues in Indonesia, yeah, sometimes me myself, I cannot, what is that, I cannot control myself, yeah, to leave sometimes good or bad comment because of the situation, yeah. It happens to me, yeah. And and through that platform, I guess that it can what is that, make us wise uh to control ourselves, yeah. Not to be what is that, give a hate speech or leave a bad comment, yeah. Being as be as a wise person when you give a good a bad comment, yeah, good or bad comment, yeah. And sometimes you have to know the guideline. And as a wise human, so we need like a literacy, yeah. We need to improve our education. uh, yeah, even we are not good, we are not what is that, avid reader, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. But through reading, yeah, it can teach us to be a wise person, yeah. So it can encourage us to think critically, yeah. and and also we can promote empathy, or appreciate other cultures, yeah, other religion, don't bully, yeah. And also maybe for the public policy, yeah, policy, um through we can use like anti discrimination laws, yeah, discrimination law. Or and also we can support for the minority communities, what is that, hug them, yeah, socialize with them, yeah, don't leave them alone, yeah. And the last one, we can present positive thing, yeah, through the social media. If you have a social media, you can use the platform to represent, what is that, like writing a good word or sentence to reduce hate speech or anything else, yeah. Or maybe if you are as an influencer, you are active on social media, so you can promote, yeah, stop bullying, stop discrimination, stop racist, being racist, yeah. And try to appreciate, even we are different, yeah. As the Indonesian motto, yeah, unite in diversity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Henny. Maybe that's the last answer from Miss Henny. It's the end of my presentation, and I hope the racism on every country um, can increase, can maybe decrease. I'm sorry. And maybe that's all about my topic today, guys. Thanks for the answer and hope you all like my presentation. I apologize for there are still many confusion, and thank you for the attention and see you next time. Back to Miss Dania. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for Miss Tarisa Nazwa Shifa. So I'll give a little appreciation for Miss Tarisa leading our discussion tonight with topic Kiwi versus siblings, a turning point in nation cultural relations. Maybe I need a help from Mr. Sunshine to take a picture of this. Okay. Yeah. So before we end our discussions, let us take a picture together. For every of you, if you don't mind to
Di sini Thales wifi. Alia, Samnia.
Miss Nia, who is Sal's Wi-Fi?
Oh, Thales wifi not wearing hijab. Oh, right. Yes. Oh, aduh, the uncle of Haras. All right. Okay, on my count ya. 1, 2, 3, tahan. Okay, one more time. Okay, on my count. 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right. I think that's all. Thank you. Back to you, Miss Nia.
Miss Awa, Miss Awa, yeah, for attending tonight's discussion, everybody. Thank you so much for participating in this discussion tonight. See you next week.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
Hello, Ta. Yesterday, we
Yes,
say tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone. Have a nice
Thank you
day.
so
Happy
much.
Monday. See you.
Thank you, Miss.